Unit number 3, economic and behavioral issues in compensation. This unit talks about a very relatable topic, that is how salaries are decided, what motivates people, and how companies can balance all of these without going bankrupt. This is the rapid roundup video of Unit 3, where we will cover the most important concepts from this unit in the shortest possible time. So, let us start with the economic side of things. Imagine you are at a job interview, and the big question is, what salary should we offer you? What is your expectation? Have you ever had a HR call you up for a suitable job opening and ask you this? Usually, this is asked for at the beginning itself, even before scheduling your interview. They ask, "What is your salary expectation? How much do you expect?" Correct. So, what will you answer? Should it depend on your survival needs, or is it going to be dependent on what the market is paying? Hmm? So this is where the wage theories come into play. One of the oldest wage theories is the subsistence theory. The subsistence theory. Um, this subsistence theory says that wages have to be just enough to keep you alive. Food, shelter, chai, maybe Wi-Fi if you are lucky, just enough to keep you alive. That is the whole thing. No subsistence. Wages should just meet your survival needs, like that it is saying. It is like saying, don't die, survive. Right. This idea helps protect workers, but obviously it doesn't consider your skill, performance, or inflation. And by helping protect workers means the workers will be kept alive so that they can come back the next day to keep toiling. Right? They have their basic subsistence met. Then there is the other theory is the supply demand theory. This one is like online shopping. When a product is rare, the price is going to go up. Similarly, if there are fewer skilled workers in a field like AI engineers or data scientists, their wages are going to shoot up. On the other hand, if job market is crowded, like any many programmers that you can see right now, salaries tend to drop. So this is practical and flexible, but it assumes that the job market works perfectly, which in real life it rarely does. People are not products on Flipkart or Amazon. There are unions, laws, emotions, and negotiations involved, collective bargaining involved, right? Now let us bring in the behavioral theories. This is basically about what makes people tick. One of the most famous theories in behavioral science, it is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Yes, you remember Maslow's hierarchy of needs? It says that people have 5 levels of needs, from basic things like, say, food or safety, to higher goals like respect and self fulfillment. It is like climbing a ladder. First, you need a salary that pays your rent and your groceries. But if you want employees to stay motivated and grow, then you have to offer more, like recognition, promotion, or learning opportunities. Another cool one is Heisenberg's two factor theory. It says that there are two things. One is hygiene factor and the next one is motivator. Hygiene factors are like brushing your teeth, necessary but not exciting, like your salary, company policies, or job security. If these are missing, people are going to be unhappy. But if you want real excitement and motivation, then you have to have motivators like achievements and recognition. So that is why a bonus or employee of the month title feels very good, right? It appeals to your deeper needs. And that is how my first company kept me for quite some time with all these certificates and things like that. Anyway, now comes the interesting question. Yeah, no, before that, one more theory I want to focus on. Aldorfer's ERG theory. It is a very interesting theory. It is somewhat similar to this Maslow's hierarchy of needs, but it is a little bit different. So ERG actually stands for existence, relatedness, and growth. Okay, existence, so it is like a simplified version of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Existence could be, you can think of it as your the physiological or safety needs. Relatedness is kind of like love and belonging, and growth is like esteem or self actualization growth. So this is like this ERG theory is, that is why it is kind of like a simplified version of your Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So in this, the human needs are grouped into these three categories: existence, that is basic survival, material needs like pay, safety, working conditions, things like that. Relatedness is social relationships, belonging, recognition, that kind of things. And growth is the personal development, achievement, self fulfillment, those kind of things. But unlike Maslow's hierarchy of needs, that Maslow's model, which is very hierarchical, like if before you start with your safety needs, first your physiological needs have to be met. Similarly, once your safety needs are met, only your love and belonging or esteem, after that only esteem, and after esteem only self actualization need is going to arise and get fulfilled. It is a very hierarchical, right? Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? The word itself is there in this theory. So unlike this Maslow's model, this ERG model is not strictly hierarchical. uh, in Maslow's model, before you move to higher needs, you have to satisfy your lower needs first. But in ERG, you can work on different needs at the same time. Like you can work on existence and relatedness or growth all at the same time. It is not like once your existence needs are met, then only you have to start with your related needs. It is not like that. And also, this model, this ERG model, it supports something, a principle called as frustration regression. Okay, so frustration regression principle is supported. This means that, say, if a higher level need like growth, say for example, if it is blocked, you cannot proceed with this particular need at the moment, then people will regress to a lower level need, like say relatedness or existence. If you are frustrated, if your higher level goal is blocked, then you regress to lower needs. Like for example, if a promotion is not possible for an employee, then they might focus on building stronger friendships and stronger friendships at work instead. So, for your examination, you can one quick tip I want to tell for remembering this ERG model. You can remember it like this: earn, relate, grow. Remember it like this: earn, relate, grow. Earn a living. Okay, earn a living. Relate. Uh, relate means build relationships, and grow. That means grow whom? Grow yourself. Okay, not your friend or somebody else. Grow yourself. Earn a living, relate, that is build relationships, and grow yourself. So if you remember ERG like this, you might be able to better remember it when if it is asked for your term and examination. Okay. Yeah, so now let us come to a very interesting question. Do wages depend only on demand and supply? We talked about the demand and supply theory, right? So, do wages only depend on demand and supply? Not really, right? You think about it. Two companies might be hiring for the same role, but one might be in Delhi and the other might be in Kochi. The cost of living is way higher in Delhi, so wages are also likely to be higher there. And add to that minimum wage laws, union demands, and company profits, there is a whole mix of things that is going to influence salaries beyond just demand and supply. Now, let us connect all of these to our company's policies. How does all of these theories link to, uh, all of these theories link to the company policy? Suppose, say, you are the HR manager for your company and you are designing a compensation strategy. you will have to do what all things? You will have to balance your external equity. That is, pay what others in your industry pay. Correct? Say you are an IT firm positioned alongside Infosys, TCS, Wipro, and all the other folks out there. You also have to give your compensatory pay similar to what your peers are paying, right? You have to balance that external equity and internal equity, that is paying fairly within your organization. If freshers are earning more than senior staff, then uh, you will hear about it, right? You will also see what happens, right? You know, fun fact, I'll tell you, I haven't told this to anybody else, it's just to you. I'm sharing it. The moment I realized that a junior guy, okay, was earning just a little bit lower only, not exactly the same, but very marginal difference only, uh, that person was having with my salary, and I was senior at that time. I was having at least 3 years more experience than that guy. Okay, and every month I was also getting showered with all this appraisal mails and things like that. You are a most valuable employee, star of the month, employee of the month, the achiever award, performance award, all those faltu awards I was getting showered on. The moment I realized that it is not, getting, it was a casual conversation actually we were discussing. The moment I realized that, that is the first time I uploaded my profile on Naukri. Yeah, okay. So coming to, you remember the efficiency wage theory? It says paying a little more than your average so that actually it can actually increase productivity because employees, so that the employees will not quit so easily. That is efficiency wage theory. You can think of it like giving your maid a small race before Diwali, so that not only she will show up every day, she will also bring sweets, or maybe she will not think about moving out after this Diwali or just before Diwali. It is efficiency wage theory. Companies also definitely they face challenges when they are setting up this compensatory policies and all. Like for example, if wages are too high and fix it, then it is going to reduce employment intensity. Simple terms, fewer people will get hired, right? If your wage is very high and you cannot go down from it, then you will try to squeeze the most juice out of the people you are having. You will not think about just simply hiring and keeping people on bench if you don't need it, right? Mm. Also, firms might shift to automation or outsource their jobs and cut costs elsewhere. So that is why wage flexibility is important, especially in industries like manufacturing or startups where every rupee counts. On the behavioral side, compensation has to feel fair. If your friend is doing the same job and they get more money just because they know someone, you will either start slacking at your job or you will start looking for jobs elsewhere. You will go job hunting elsewhere, right? So this is where theories like say expectancy or instrumentality comes in. Expectancy means if I work hard, whether or not I will be rewarded as much. Can I expect for the extra work that I'm putting in? Can I expect a reward? That is expectancy. Instrumentality is if I get rewarded, is it going to that reward, that extra reward that I'm getting, will it help me reach my bigger goals like maybe buying a car or planning a trip to Goa? Is it going to happen? That is instrumentality. Is your reward going to be of any use to you? Finally, all of these theories, like say economic theory that we saw or the behavioral theory, don't think that these are just academic theories. They are tools to help you design smart, practical, as well as motivating compensation strategies. Like, for example, if you understand Aldous ERG theory, earn, relate, grow, right? ERG theory, you will know that just because someone gets a decent salary, it will not mean or it doesn't mean that they are fully satisfied. They may still want recognition or even growth opportunities. So, HR policies have to support that career development aspect as well. It should not be just paychecks. To wrap up, I want you to remember this. Compensation is not just about money. It is all about psychology, motivation, fairness, strategy. Whether you're managing a tech company in somewhere in India or maybe a textile mill in Coimbatore, your compensation plan has to make the some economic sense. At the same time, it has to keep your employees happy. So, in short, what we can say that balance is key here. Balance is the key. And yes, before you judge, say, celebrities for getting 30 crores for, you know, not 30 crores, let's say an X number of lakhs or crores for just a 30-second ad. Remember, it is all about their market value, brand image, and influence. If, say, Alia Bhatt or Shah Rukh Khan makes your product sell like hotcakes, then that investment is worth it, don't you think? So the next time someone says that they are paid too much and all, smile and say that is supply and demand, right? I hope you found this rapid roundup helpful. If you did, check out the next one on Unit 4. You will like it better. And while you do that, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Anu's Classroom.